الله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على نبيه المصطفى وعلى آله وصحبه ومن سار على نهجه مقتدى وعلى أثرهم اكتفى. All praises due to Allah, whom we seek His help, we seek His forgiveness, we seek refuge in Allah from whatever evil our heart conceals and from the consequences of our evil deeds. Whomever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants guidance will never be led astray, and whoever He leads astray will never find guidance. And I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, His slave, servant and messenger. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, I want you to ponder with me in one of the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He mentioned in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2, verse 137. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the graciousness between you, or amongst you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want from us as a Muslims, as a believers, to forget this good dealing or the graciousness that what happened between you and another person. And it's one of the things that gives value to a Muslim to have in his character, in his behavior, that he should remember all the graciousness that he faced in his life. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَنْسَوْا. Do not forget. Do not forget. Because why? Forgetting the good things that the people did to you in your life, forgetting these good things, it's not a character of a Muslim. It's not from the akhlaq of a Muslim or of a believer. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَنْسَوْا. Do not forget al-fadl, the graciousness between you. So, what happened and why sometime we are forgetting the fadl, the graciousness of our parents? Naam, the parents. Those who really worked hard for you. Those who didn't sleep in the night just because of you, because you are having a fever or you are not sleeping and you are crying, and both of them, they are standing and carrying you just so you can sleep peacefully. How we can forget what the mother did to us when we were babies? She always used to carry you. She moves left and right. She walks maybe perhaps for hours and she is carrying you, and she will never say that, you're heavy on me. Never. How can we forget our father, our parents, that he used to go every single day working day, night, collecting money, and just for you to have a good education. Work day, night, perhaps listen something from the manager. Why? To collect something and work for you, so tomorrow you will be something. So how come when we reach at that age of teenage, once we are teenagers or once we are at the 20s or 25, and then we will say, well, our parents, they're stubborn. I cannot get along with them, subhanallah. And then you will say, well, our time is different and their time is different. They are black and white people, that used to live in a time of black and white. We are living in a modern time. We cannot get along. Ajib, subhanallah. Your father and your mother can do the same. That, we are not getting along with this little baby, little creature, that he's crying always, that he's getting up every time, every night. And they can do this, but they didn't do it. They didn't do it. And now is the time that you listen to your wife more than your parents. Why? Because they are old. Their mentality is different than my mentality. This is uquq. This is disrespecting parents. If they are old, if they are young, if they are sick, even if they are, mentally not well, we have to listen to them. We have to respect them. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the graciousness between you. Do not forget these moments that they give you from their life, so you can be something in your life. How can you forget, for brothers, the fadl, the graciousness of your wife, that she left her parents, she left her brother, she left her sister, she left all the family to come and join and live with you for the entire life. She did the best for you. Perhaps she saved you and protected you while you're outside the home, and she is protecting the house. She is taking care of the children. And then the time will come then you will say, well, my wife is not, understanding me. Now she is old. She become fat, or she become this, or she become that. Subhanallah. You never said this when you got married at the early age. That, she does not understand me, or I don't understand her, or she becomes slim or fat or tall or short or whatsoever. Subhanallah. Out of sudden, after 10, 15 years, you're not get along with her. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling me and you and all of us, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the graciousness between you. So we should not forget that. You should not forget that. And similarly, a wife should not forget that husband is doing day night. He is working day night. Why? To keep his house, to run his house. He works day and night so he can take care of the family, take care of the children, daughter and son and whosoever. So similarly, advice for sister that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling me and you and all of us, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the graciousness between you. That fadl that you have in between you, do not forget that. Even though it happened 20 years ago, do not forget that. How can you forget your friend, the one who really used to be with you always? The one who is linked with you, used to be linked with you for dini matters. Something religious, you go out together, you come, with one another, going and coming together, eating together and doing all these things together. And out of sudden, just because of one misunderstanding and one thing that, happened and that he did it, you didn't like it, or you did it, he didn't like it, you are cut off completely. Subhanallah. Just out of sudden, you stopped everything just because of one misunderstanding or one mistreatment. Ajib. Where we are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's saying, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the graciousness between you. Where you are from your brother, your own brother from your father and mother. That now you are not talking to him because of one silly reason. Silly reason, silly argument. Something that happened between you and him, and you are stopped talking to him. Subhanallah. How you can forget that you grew up together. You used to eat in one plate. You used to share the bread or the food and whatsoever. You used to share the clothes and games and toys and whatsoever. And out of sudden, just because you are grow up now, man, and he is grow up, and just because of some unnecessary arguments and silly things, you are completely cut off with your brother? Where are you from your brother? Subhanallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the graciousness between you. Where are you from the neighbor? How many of us really have a good relation with the neighbors? The same neighbor that sometime in Ramadan or even before that or after that, you are exchanging the food with one another. When you have some food, you will give it to your neighbor. When he has some extra food or extra dish that he is making, he will give you. Subhanallah. And out of sudden, just because of one misunderstanding or whatsoever you call it, you are not even willing to say Assalamu alaikum to him. Ajib. This is the character of a Muslim now. This is the behavior of a Muslim, of a believer, that he is not even willing to say Assalamu alaikum for silly reason. Maybe he is parking your car or his car at your place or at your spot. So what? If you have extra space, ahlan wa sahlan. So what? He is your neighbor. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Jibreel used to tell me to take care of my neighbor until I thought that, when I will die, my portion of the wealth will go to him. That much. That he will inherit me. The Prophet ﷺ said that. So this is the level of al-jar. This is the level of neighbor. Now, if he's your friend or his wife is friend of your wife, it doesn't matter. They have to be in touch. You have to be in touch, at least with the salam, at least with the smile. This is the akhlaq of Islam. Respected brothers and sisters. Last but not least, my brothers and sisters, how we can forget the fadl of our teachers. Those who taught us 20 or 30 years ago. Or a sheikh, the one who taught me the matters of this deen. The one who taught me maybe Quran. How we can forget them? Because of them, because of their tarbiyah, because of their education and their effort towards us, we are something now today. So you are either a manager or assistant manager, or you are a professor or a doctor or engineer or whatsoever. Because of who? Because of that teacher. Because of that sheikh who gave you this teachings. And perhaps, maybe you are on the right path, on istiqamah, because of this sheikh. You never know. And how you can forget the graciousness of these people, the teachers and the sheikhs, and we are not even remembering them in our dua. How many times really we made dua that, Ya Allah, the one who taught me when I was in primary school or in a secondary school whatsoever, oh Allah, forgive them. Oh Allah, forgive to all my teachers and my mashayikh. Oh Allah, have mercy on him or on them and their family. How many times really we did that? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us, all of us, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the fadl, the graciousness between you. So my brothers and sisters, wallahi, Allah gave us this great formula or great key that wallahi, if you apply it in your daily life as a Muslim, as a believer, wallahi, you will live happy life. You will realize that the love that someone or something that a person did to you 20 years ago, that love is still there in your heart. Why? Because you are thankful to that thing and you are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you do not want to forget whatever good has happened. Because immediately what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said after this ayah, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ, do not forget the graciousness between you. Immediately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالْعَمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. And Allah is all seeing that what you are doing. Allah is all seeing. You want to ignore the fadl of your wife, of your parents, of your friend, of your neighbor, of your colleague, whosoever. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, no worries. I'm watching you. On the day of judgment, you have to pay for it. So today we have to apply, we have to do whatever that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willing or telling us to do. So we will do it willingly, because tomorrow is the accountability. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us to follow the Quran and the instructions of the Quran in our life. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us to follow the path of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam until we die. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم ذل سلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.